Hey, what's up guys, it's me, ThePsychNPDavidC. So today we're going to talk about something that often goes unnoticed. It's called high-functioning depression. This is the type of depression where on the outside, the person may seem perfectly fine. They go to work, they keep up with all their responsibilities, and they seem happy. But on the inside, they're actually struggling. So by the end of this video, you'll understand what high-functioning depression looks like, how it feels to live with it, why it often goes untreated, and what steps people can take towards healing. Let's talk about it. So what exactly is high-functioning depression? So high-functioning depression isn't actually an official diagnosis. It's often used to describe people who meet the criteria for depression, but they don't look depressed in the stereotypical way. These people often meet criteria for like major depressive disorder, which means you have depressive episodes here and there, or persistent depressive disorder, which pretty much means you have symptoms of depression almost all the time. There are certain characteristics that describe these people. Like they'll wake up and go to work or school, they'll maintain healthy relationships, they're outwardly successful, but they're internally drained, sad, or unmotivated. You can kind of think of it like carrying a heavy backpack every day. Like you get used to the weight and keep moving forward, but it's really exhausting. One example I like to tell people about is the class clown. You know how there's always that one class clown in your class or at work? Like when they're with people, they make everyone laugh all the time. They seem really happy. But then sometimes eventually you find out they're actually depressed on the inside. Okay, so what are the signs and symptoms of high-functioning depression? In regards to energy, they have persistent fatigue, even with enough sleep. In regards to mood, there's subtle sadness, emptiness, or even irritability. In regards to motivation, everything feels like a chore. Even hobbies they used to enjoy feel like a chore now. Regarding functionality, they do get things done, but it feels very forced. For example, they'll wake up and go to work or school. They'll finish all their work or homework on time, but it feels forced. They do it just because they know they have to. And then sometimes there's also negative self-talk, like they're overly critical of themselves, or they even have feelings of guilt or worthlessness. Did you ever have that one coworker or friend who always seemed really laid back and chill all the time? Like whenever they'd have to do something, they'd just be like, eh, and then they do it. But they show like very little emotion or feeling. I would suspect that person has some form of high-functioning depression. Now let's see what it feels to live with it. As far as their daily life goes, they might wake up early, get the kids ready, go to work, meet deadlines, finish everything that they need to do. Coworkers or friends might even describe them as like upbeat or reliable, but as soon as they get home, that mask comes off. That upbeat and reliable personality that they show at work or school just instantly turns off the moment they're alone. They might just collapse on their couch or bed, feel emotionally drained, socially drained, and then maybe even just isolate themselves. I think I can actually speak on personal experience to some degree for this. At work, I'd say I'm pretty like upbeat, cheerful, and funny. Like I'll make jokes to make people laugh, and I seem pretty happy on the outside. But then when I get home, I tend to spend time by myself and kind of like isolate. And sometimes I'll have negative thoughts here and there, but the moment I go to work, I essentially put that mask back on and become upbeat again. It kind of really feels like you're living two lives. The one that you show others, and then the one that you keep to yourself. Let me know in the comments if you've ever felt the same way, because I wonder how many people actually live like this. Not many people know I'm actually like this, and this leads to why it often goes unnoticed. There is a general stigma. If people see that you're productive and you get things done on time, then they just automatically assume that you're fine. There's also several misconceptions. A lot of people think depression means like you literally can't get out of bed, but that's not always true. Like depressed people may stay in bed for a long time, or they may struggle to get out of bed. There's also a lot of self-minimizing, and by that, people compare themselves to others and think, oh, that's actually not that bad compared to them. Like they'll see someone who's actively struggling with thoughts of self-harm, or someone who's just crying all the time, and they'll think what they're dealing with themselves is actually not that big of a deal. And then also, there's just a general lack of screening, not just for high-functioning depression, but just for depression and mental health in general. Like, unless someone brings it up, they're probably not going to mention it. So they kind of just deal with it and keep on with their lives. Now let's talk about what can actually help. In regards to professional help, there's therapy. There's different types of therapy like cognitive behavioral therapy, supportive therapy, and even group therapy. And then there's also medications such as antidepressants. A lot of people are scared to try any type of medication, especially psych medication. But if you do your research on them, the side effects aren't actually that bad, and the benefits can actually be pretty massive. So I do recommend looking into starting medications if it's appropriate for you. And then as far as lifestyle changes goes, make sure you keep a consistent sleep routine, go to sleep at the same time every day, wake up at the same time every day, exercise, obviously, and this is not for fitness goals. It's more for mood stability and mental health reasons. And don't underestimate social connections. I don't know if you guys heard of that billionaire named Brian Johnson. He's trying to optimize everything he can to live the longest lifespan possible. I was watching his documentary on Netflix and he says something like, having enough social connections will extend somebody's lifespan by 14 years or something. Don't quote me on that, that's just something I remember. But yeah, going out and socializing is actually a pretty big help to somebody's mental health. It's definitely a lot better than just staying inside by yourself and just dwelling on your negative thoughts. And lastly, just have some compassion for yourself. Functioning is not the same thing as thriving. We want to be thriving in life, not just functioning our way through it. You deserve help even if you feel fine on the outside. But it's really up to you to seek help if you feel like you need it. If you don't know where to start, there's actually a lot of places online that offer virtual therapy and also virtual medication management. You can try therapy first, you can try medications first, whatever you prefer. But nothing is going to change unless you actively take the first step towards making a change. So in summary, just remember, high-functioning depression is real. It affects a lot more people than we realize just because the people affected by it don't really talk about it. Just because someone is smiling, achieving, meeting their goals, doesn't mean they're not struggling on the inside. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. I am also on TikTok and Instagram if you want to follow me over there, at ThePsychNPDavidC. I do telehealth medication management for adults living in California. If you're interested in booking a session with me, there's links down below. And with that, your mental health just leveled up. You're welcome.